Mina had cleaned the living room twice that morning. The floor was clear. The cushions were straight. There was no dust on the table. Still, the room felt busy. Why does it still look unfinished? She moved the remote to the shelf. The notebook went to a chair. The charging cable went into a drawer. The drawer would not close. When the doorbell rang, Mina was holding 3 objects and had nowhere convincing to put them. "Am I early?"
No. I was just finishing the room.
Finishing what?
I cleaned it, but it still feels cluttered.
Cluttered or dirty?
I thought they were almost the same.
Mrs. Sato looked around. No rubbish, no dirty dishes. She picked up Mina's glasses, the remote, and a tube of hand cream. Then she placed all 3 in an empty tray. Dirty things need cleaning. These things are already clean. Then why do they bother me? Perhaps too many small things are asking to be noticed. That was the difference Mina had missed. Dirty meant dust, stains, and rubbish. Cluttered meant too many objects competing for attention. Disorganized meant those objects had no reliable place to return to. Her home did not need another deep clean.
It needed less visual noise.
Where do I begin? Not with the whole house. Choose the first place your eyes land. Mina looked at the low table. That became the first change. She cleared one visual anchor. This table is a desk, a pharmacy, a post office, and a charging station. A very hard-working table. What can stay? What truly belongs here? Mina kept the tea tray, 1 book, and a small vase. Everything else moved into temporary groups. Her eyes finally had somewhere to rest. The second change happened at the entryway. Keys, masks, receipts, and pens covered the cabinet. There are only a few things. A few things can still make many separate shapes. So I need fewer things? Sometimes. But first, make fewer groups. Outgoing items went into 1 tray. Paper that needed attention went into 1 holder. 6 loose objects became 2 clear groups. The amount barely changed. The surface did. In the kitchen, Mina found the 3rd source of noise. 1 soap bottle was open. 2 refill packs stood behind it. Spare towels, unopened tea, and kitchen paper filled the counter. I leave them out because they are useful.
Useful does not always mean visible.
And if I forget where the backups are? Then give the backups 1 place, not 6 places. Mina kept 1 item of each kind within reach. The replacements moved into 1 cabinet. The kitchen worked exactly the same. It simply stopped showing everything it owned. The 4th change was the open shelf. Books sat beside cables. Medicine leaned against bright packaging. Documents hid behind decorations. Every shelf became a place for things I would decide about later. Later is a very large storage category. It seems to fit everything. Mina kept the books, 1 plant, and 2 objects she enjoyed seeing. Cables and papers went into plain boxes. Medicine moved into a closed drawer. 1 section stayed empty. By late afternoon, the room felt lighter. Mina sat down with tea. This is better. It is quieter. Then ordinary life returned. That evening, the keys landed on the table. A letter appeared beside the tea tray. The charging cable returned to the sofa. The scissors moved from the kitchen to the living room. Mina opened 1 drawer, then another, then the cabinet. I can put the scissors away. I just do not know where away is.
That was the part she had missed.
She had reduced what was visible. She had not made the home easier to use. The next morning, Mrs. Sato found the scissors on the table again. They came back. Everything came back. If something keeps returning, it may not have a home yet. A real home? A place near where you use it. Easy to reach. Easy to return. That became the fifth change. Keys received a hook beside the door. The remote stayed beside the sofa. Scissors and tape moved into a small box near the desk. Letters waited in one holder until Mina dealt with them. So putting things away is not enough. Not if away changes every day. The sixth change was a return basket. Objects still wandered into the wrong room, but Mina stopped making 10 separate trips. She placed them in one small basket. In the evening, she carried it through the house once. So this is not another place to lose things? Only if you let it apply for permanent residence. A book returned to the bedroom, a cup returned to the kitchen, a scarf returned to the entryway. Then the basket was emptied, not stored, emptied. The seventh change was the hardest. Mina began protecting empty space. Whenever a surface became clear, she had treated it as available. One more basket, one more candle, one more useful object. An empty surface can feel unfinished. Or it can be finished on purpose. How do I keep it that way? Give the surface a limit. The tea tray could hold only what fit inside it. The entryway cabinet kept one clear section. The shelf was allowed to have space between objects. When a boundary was full, Mina removed something before adding something new. Empty space was no longer waiting to be filled. It had a job. It gave the room somewhere to breathe. A week later, Mina's home was not empty. There were still books, plants, and tea. Sometimes a receipt appeared in the wrong place. Sometimes the return basket waited until morning. But the home was easier to read. Fewer things asked for attention. And Mina stopped turning every quiet moment into another cleaning session. Did you clean again? Not really. I just gave a few things somewhere to go. If your home is clean but still feels cluttered, do not reorganize everything tonight. Choose the first surface your eyes meet. Remove what does not belong. Group the small things, and leave one part of it empty. Which surface in your home collects the most visual clutter? Tell us in the comments. For more illustrated stories about small habits that make a home easier to live in, subscribe to Calm Home Habits.